Hi everyone, this is Kyle with kayDbait. I wanted to make a video on an article I was reading, and I apologize for the lighting. It's a lot earlier than normal. I have to go to work soon. I wanted to just do this before I left because I won't be here for a while. There's an article I'm reading on. It's Susanne Barakat. Her brother and two other people were killed, and no one really knows why. It's still under investigation and whatnot. But they're Muslim, and some people are saying that it was a hate crime. Some people are just saying the person killed them for whatever reason. And that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is because she is Muslim and she believes that something that Donald Trump said was inciting violence towards Muslims, or she wants the ability to discuss that with him. I don't know exactly. The article itself is pretty much saying that she wants to show him who they are as people as opposed to just their religion. But the article itself is pretty basic. It's talking about who she is and a little bit of what they were, and just the stuff that was actually said. Like, there's a lot of quotes in the article. So it's mostly just an information kind of thing. It's like, Trump said this during a rally. This is the time that people died, and just there's a couple of video links. I'll link the whole thing in the description so you guys can look at it, just so you can get a feel for what I'm talking about instead of just my word for it. So it's not a very long article. It's maybe just a page and a half. And it's pretty tight text because it always has advertisements on the side. The thing I wanted to comment about are the comments. The comments are bad. The comments are I can't say by far, but pretty bad. I mean, they're worse than YouTube comments. They're much worse. And this is on miamiherald.com. I'm not. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. That says Miami. Oh, I feel stupid. Whatever. I for some reason I thought that was something else. It's Miami. I'm not familiar with the website. So, and also I woke up like half an hour ago and I've been sick, and that's actually why I haven't been making videos. I've been trying to make videos and I haven't been able to breathe very well, and that's my excuse. Just run with it. Okay, so I feel stupid, but anyway, top comment. This is sorted by oldest to newest, so this is the first comment that has shown up on the website, and Bavjit Al-Shot, and they have a picture of a baby as their avatar. It looks like a baby. It looks photoshopped. And it says, "Shut up, you," and this is a quote. I don't like saying things like this, even when I'm quoting, but I do this for the sake of accuracy. "Shut up, you goat-sucking muzzies. I hope you all die a pig-bloody death. Go back to your fourth world desert and worship your moon god rapist there. There is nothing to challenge you fools. We used to want you out. Now we just want you dead." And then somebody says, "Speak for yourself." And then somebody says, "Indian cow pee drinker talking here." I think they're responding to the person that says, "Speak for yourself." And then somebody else says, "I'll show it. You are a very sick person. You need help. Come back to us when you have something of value to add to the conversation." This is kind of the thing I would say. I wouldn't call them very sick, because that's a it's a comment that would push somebody away from even remotely listening to you a little bit. But saying when you don't add something to the conversation that's true, you're not adding to the conversation. You are actually, if anything, adding to the other side of it instead of your side, which is, these are the kind of people that that the lady is trying to say, this is actually happening. You have to see these people. They're horribly, they want us to die, and you can't support that. This person quotes a little bit of the article. Derek Vance, "Crossed the line from spreading hatred to inciting violence in ways that place Muslim Americans at risk from rogue vigilantes." That's a quote. "Oh, that's rich. I wonder what color the sky is in her world. I wonder sometimes if Muslims have any idea at all what's going on in this world, in direct result of those who use Islam as an excuse to murder. And she's afraid Trump crossed the line. Sorry, miss, but your people burned that line years ago." Now, the issue with that argument is, again, it's generalizing them not as individuals, but as the religion that they identify as. And you can't necessarily do that fairly, because just because somebody is of a certain religion doesn't mean you have the right to treat them, especially with legal precedent, in a way that is less than human. And the person in the article, the person speaking, was saying that inciting violence towards Muslims is wrong because it is, inciting violence towards people instead of, a, a group of people that have actively done something. Because this is all Muslims. This isn't just the terrorists. This is like this billion people. That's a lot of people. That's not something that you do lightly. So again, this is somebody who says all Muslims because of the terrorists. And again, that is a generalization, and you can't do that. So again, another person that is arguing on the wrong side because they're actually helping the other side's argument. And here's somebody, Muslims are taught from the Quran to lie, kill, and hate Christians, even teach their kids hate crimes in school. This is your so-called religion you practice. That's not a quote. Somebody's just saying that. And that is another misinformation thing, because Muslims are not taught to lie, kill, and hate Christians. You can say that some of them are, and they definitely are, because the terrorist groups that do exist are taught to lie, are taught to kill, and are taught to hate non-Muslim people. But they're also taught to hate anyone that disagrees with them. And that can come from any group. It came from the Nazis. It came from the KKK, which is inherently a Christian group, but fundamentally a Christian group. But that doesn't mean they reflect all Christians either. So you can't look at a hate group and say, yeah, that's everybody. That's everybody from that general idea. And you can say everyone in that group is probably bad, but you can't generalize it outside of that group. It's a hate group. That's what terrorist groups are. All hate groups in some way. Some of them might view themselves as freedom fighters. They might see themselves as the underdog. They hate the group that they are fighting, and they will do acts of extreme violence or of inhuman behavior to their cause, and in very limited cases that can be seen as a good thing. When you look at any action movie, and the hero is almost always a terrorist if he's fighting an organization. So, and any hero movie that are against, the Nazis as a country political system, they're definitely terrorists. But you would see them as the heroes because they're fighting a corrupt system. So you can make that argument, but that's not the case here. These are not countries. The Muslim nation is not what we're fighting. We're fighting the terrorists. So generalizing once again that all Muslims are the enemy, you have again stated why they need protection from people in political power. Because if you have somebody in political power who hates a group that is not actually doing something wrong because a small subsidiary, a subgroup within that group is actually bad, then they're generalizing. They're doing something wrong, and you have to point that out. And if that person or group is unwilling to see that they're being wrong, then you have a very big problem on your hands. Evil cult. This person just kind of turns it on their head. You state that Muslims are taught from the Quran to lie, kill, and hate Christians, even teach their kids to hate crimes in school. So please show me where that is in the Quran, because if what you claim is true, then Trump must be a Muslim. That, at first I thought that was just turning on its head. I didn't finish it all the way. So that, again, that's not exactly a fair argument. They're pretty much saying that because you're saying Muslims are taught to lie, kill, and hate Christians, then that means Trump is. That's not an argument. It's just throwing mud at each other, just vomiting into each other's faces. Number one, I don't believe this liberal reporter, just out to make a story. Trump, as crude as he can be, would never make that kind of statement. This reporter claim, when will the media just do their job and stop meddling where they don't belong? He actually did say these things, because the article itself does not actually state improperly what he did. Because I've seen other articles do that. I've seen them say he said this, and he didn't. He said something else. And this one actually states it at least accurately and then starts talking about it, where a lot of them say it improperly and then start it. Trump remarks on pig's blood Muslim spark challenge. That's what the article is titled. I don't know if they changed it. I don't know if it was edited after that remark was made. But right now, he did remark on pig's blood usage. And there are Muslim spark challenge, which isn't exactly good grammar, but it's not inaccurate. And the article itself, I read the article, it's not stating that he wants to shoot people with pig's blood, though that was mildly insinuated. He does support the harsh use of something, again, it's vague, and to battle terrorism, which some would say as, well, yeah, if he's supporting what this person, because he's quoting a story that might be true but hasn't been disproven or proven, where somebody took 50 terrorists, shot 49 of them with pig blood-soaked bullets, and let the 50th one leave to tell the story, and terrorism in that region was gone for a long time. That's the story Trump told at a rally, and people were saying, oh, that he supports pretty much killing people with impure bullets so that they will be not saved in the afterlife, pretty much. Though I don't know enough about the Muslim faith to actually figure out if that's true or not. There was somebody in the comments saying that if you do it accidentally or against your will, it doesn't count. Though I also know that people still have to have a trip to their holy land to become clean again. I remember reading an article about somebody who accidentally ate a sandwich. Well, they ate a sandwich on purpose, but somebody else had put beef in it. And they wanted the company that did it to pay for their trip. And the people didn't have to pay for it, so it was weird. This person just says, Trump is a coward in all capitals. Trump won't meet with her. He doesn't have the guts. Why should Trump meet with a terrorist lover of any religion? That comment, I don't believe that the woman is a supporter of terrorism. There is no hint that she is a supporter or sympathizer with terrorism. So this is, again, a generalizer who believes that anyone who is of the Muslim faith is a terrorist, or anyone who questions Donald Trump is a terrorist or terrorist supporter. I don't believe this is a fair argument. I don't think this is a good argument. I don't think yelling Trump is a coward is exactly a good argument either. I'm not saying that either. If you give a reason why, maybe. But again, these are not arguments. These comment sections are almost never arguments. Okay, I haven't read this far down yet. These dead North Carolina Muslims had a lot of anti-American, anti-Christian, anti-white comments in their Twitter feed. I read them. They incited violence themselves. Their Twitter feed was published by a terrorist watch group. The media never said a word about their racist beliefs. Now, I've never even heard of this. I haven't heard a word about this. I should probably look into that. I'll put in... Yeah, I have time before I have to go to work. What I'll do is I'm going to finish up a little bit more. I'm going to look into this comment because I want to see if that's true or not. Because it would be weird for the media not to comment on it. Okay, somebody responded, do you advocate people deserve to be killed for their tweets? Okay, if it is like that, should Muslims kill Americans in their countries too for having different opinions? Okay, again, this is kind of a unnecessary back and forth argument. Okay, they do kill Americans, you retard. Okay, that's not a fair comment. They're just yelling at each other. Muslims have killed people all over the world for opinions. I am not saying an eye for an eye is right. But what are they trying? Okay, yeah. Maybe if you Muslims would renounce your extremist brotherhood publicly and make more of an effort to integrate into the rest of America, people would not feel this way about you. I think, according to the article at least, they weren't really supporting of them. So what do you mean by renounce extremist brothers? A lot of them do. I believe that most of them would. Because, for one thing, it advocates a very negative backlash. Is advocate the right word? It causes a backlash towards their people. So, when somebody that looks like you or associates with a group that you're in, and they start murdering people, generally you're going to say, we are not with them. And I believe that it is giving them the benefit of the doubt, as long as they're not actively supporting them, that they are against them. I don't know about this because that one comment about how they were actually tweeting racist things, but I need to look into that. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to end the video here, and in the description below, I am going to post a link, if I can find it, to their Twitter, with a little comment of what I found inside of it. So I'm going to post a link to this article, if I can find it, to their Twitter, and a little excerpt from what I've read of it. Maybe not an excerpt, but my view of what I have found. So the whole point of this video is that an article that I found to be not polarizing. It's not a polarizing article. It's not an extremist article. It's not a very heavy opinionated article. It was at least remotely factual. It had a lot of comment quotes. It had a video link. It's not that long. It's not from a really extreme, at least not, I didn't see a lot of clickbait. I didn't see a lot. I mean, obviously there's links everywhere, but it's like a sleeping baby and the world 106-year-old lady dances with Obama, surfer rescued by Coast Guard. These are not extremist articles. So, besides me botching the name Miami, this is like, there's not much here. There's just information, and I like that kind of article. I mean, there's nothing stands out as far as, you know, oh, I wanna read this. But the comments were so egregiously bad. And the first one is the most racist thing I've seen in a while. And I guess I'm just used to YouTube comments being, you know, offensive. This is not just offensive. This is the kind of comment that actually makes me fearful for the people that they're talking about. Because when you have a group of people that are demonized by anyone, and you see the response when they're trying to defend themselves, of inciting more violence. I've had that done to me, not actual violence, but people calling for violence against me. And it makes me feel, well, sometimes it makes me laugh, because it's obviously somebody that's not being truthful. They're just saying something to try and silence me, which I've had people threaten, like, go and lobotomize yourself, or, you know, go and die in a pit somewhere, or if I find you dying, I won't save you, kind of comments. Those comments, some of them make me laugh. Some of them are a little too personal, but because it's easy to laugh at somebody that's just trying to silence you without any ability to. But in this case, there's enough of them, and they're so egregiously racist that they might actually, in some way in the future, do something that promotes it, and that might eventually cause somebody to die. And I do not like that. I do not believe that that is right. I do not believe that somebody should be that bad, especially towards a group of people that are innocent. I don't believe all Muslims are terrorists. I don't see why anyone would, but I guess fear-mongering and ignorance are very prevalent still today. And I fear for the people that are this ignorant. I fear for the people that they are ignorant towards. And I know that might sound a little judgmental. It might make me sound like I'm smarter than them or I'm better, but these people need help. Like, the people that are ignorant need to be informed of what they're talking about, and the people that they're being ignorant towards need to be protected. Now, I'm not saying anything about terrorists. Terrorists are bad. They're hurting people, they're killing people, they're terrorizing, you know, the public. They should be dealt with in some fashion. I am not a military person. I am not somebody that is in charge of anything, so I can't really say what I would do because I don't know. But there are better ways than inciting violence within the public, because that doesn't help. That makes things much, much worse. So I can say what is a bad idea, but I can't say necessarily what is a good idea. It's like fighting a forest fire by napalming, you know, somebody's house. Unless you have a really good reason for it, please don't do that. I mean, I know controlled burnings and stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just like randomly bombarding people's houses with fire, because that's really what these people are calling for. It's like, yeah, they're hurting these people over here, so we're gonna hurt these people over here, and that'll fix it. But it doesn't. It's not related in any way. You're hurting innocent people, setting another forest on fire. But it's inciting violence, and inciting violence has never, in my mind, in my eyes, been something that should be done without a very, very good reason. Like Nazis invading and we want to go fight them, so there's an actual war. But that is not the case. These are not soldiers that these people are trying to attack. These are, civilians that are not involved in the group whatsoever. They're not even associated with the group. It's like attacking, Poland because of something Germany did. These people are being hurt by the Muslims, by the terrorist Muslim groups as well. So it has to be, you have to know what you're talking about a little bit. I mean, I've been jumbling my words, but my point is still getting across a little bit. And I do apologize for not being as articulate as normal. It is very early for me. I just wanted to get this out before work. I have about 20 minutes before I have to go, so I'm gonna hurry, get on Twitter, look up that thing that they were talking about, post the video, and then go. So I hope you have a nice day, and peace.